Welcome, everyone, to Let's Talk Betta Fish. We're really happy you're here, and this show is proudly brought to you by BettaFishForSale.com.
Yeah, hello.
We are just, super enthusiastic about the amazing world of betta keeping.
Absolute.
And as, betta aquarium experts ourselves, our real passion is helping you, whether you already have a betta or you're thinking about getting one, give these incredible fish the most vibrant, longest lives possible.
And today, we're going to dive into something that gets, pretty mixed up sometimes.
Yeah.
The actual lifespan of a betta fish. Mm-hmm. You've probably heard all sorts of numbers, maybe from pet stores, right? But the reality, it can be surprisingly long. Yeah. And we're here to share some proven insights, things we know work to help you really extend your betta's years.
Exactly. Our goal here is really to give you the solid facts behind betta longevity. We want to go way beyond just the surface level stuff.
Right.
Think of your betta's life less like a quick dash and more like, a vibrant marathon.
Yeah.
And we're here to kind of give you the training plan for that marathon.
That's a great way to put it.
So let's unpack this whole topic. Let's get right to the heart of what makes these beautiful fish truly thrive.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's just tackle the big one first, the thing everyone kind of hears.
The myth.
Yeah, the myth. You walk into pretty much any pet store, you see those bettas in the little cups, and you ask, how long do they live? What do they usually say?
2 to 3 years, almost always.
Right. It's like the standard answer they give out becomes the expectation.
And that's exactly where the confusion starts. Mm-hmm. Because honestly, the real potential, if you give them good care, attentive care, is way, way more than that.
Okay.
They pretty regularly live 3 to 4 years. And some, really exceptional fish, they could even hit 5, 6, sometimes even 7 years.
7?
Yeah. It's rare, but it happens. And the huge difference there between that pet store number and 7 years, it isn't just luck. It's almost entirely down to the quality of the care. Mm. So, to break it down, those typical pet store conditions, maybe in that cup, maybe 1, maybe 2 years if they're lucky.
Right.
Give them good attention, decent setup. 2 to 3 years, sure.
Okay.
But excellent attention. Now you're looking at 3 to 4 years pretty consistently.
That's a big jump already.
It is. And then exceptional, really dedicated care. 4 to 5 years is definitely achievable.
Yeah.
And those record breakers, the 6, 7-year-olds, super rare. Yeah. Needs fantastic care and probably some good genetics too.
That's fascinating. And what gets really interesting, like you were telling me, is that most of those short-lived bettas we hear about, it's usually down to problems that are totally preventable, right? Things the owner can actually control.
Exactly.
Preventable issues.
You shared that amazing story with me about the keeper whose plaquette betta. It's the short fin kind, right?
Yep. The plaquettes.
Theirs lived to 6.5 years. It's incredible. It is. And they did it with consistent black water conditions. That means adding tannins to the water, like from leaves, a really varied diet with live foods, and importantly, a 20-gallon tank with super stable water parameters.
20 gallons. Okay.
Yeah, it just proves what's possible when you really focus on their environment.
Definitely.
And it's worth just quickly mentioning the difference between wild bettas and the domestic ones we usually keep.
Ah, good point.
Wild ones, even in tanks, often live longer, maybe 3 to 5 years, partly because they tend to have hardier genetics. Now, in the actual wild, they might only live 2 or 3 years because, predators, finding food, harsh conditions.
Right, nature's tough.
Exactly. But for our domestic bettas, the ones you buy, improving their environment makes a massive positive difference. They can easily live much longer than those initial pet store guesses.
Okay, so it really comes down to the care we provide.
Fundamentally, yes. And if we kind of look at the big picture, there are about 5 main things, 5 key areas that really determine how long your bettas lives.
5 main factors. Okay.
Yeah, think of them as the foundation for a long, healthy life. Tank size, water quality, temperature stability, their food, and managing stress.
Got it. So let's dive into the first one then. Tank size and the environment. You said this is maybe the biggest one.
I'd argue it is, yeah. It has a huge impact on lifespan.
And it's not just about having room to swim around, is it?
No, not just that. I mean, that's nice, but the real benefit of a larger tank, say 5 gallons or ideally 10 or more, is the stability it provides.
Stability? How so?
Well, more water means that things like ammonia from waste or temperature changes get diluted much more effectively. Things don't swing wildly.
Ah, okay. It's like a buffer.
Exactly, a buffer. Okay. It keeps the water chemistry more stable, the temperature more consistent. It naturally reduces their stress because they're not constantly adjusting, and it gives more surface area for beneficial bacteria to grow. especially with good filtration. It just makes everything easier to manage and healthier for the fish.
That makes a lot of sense. So smaller tanks are just inherently more volatile?
Much more. The correlation is pretty clear. Under a gallon, you're looking at maybe 6 to 18 months, often with stunted growth, even organ damage.
Yikes.
1 to 2.5 gallons might get you 1 to 2 years, but again, probably limited growth, more frequent sickness.
Yeah.
5 to 10 gallons, now we're talking. That's where you see good health, normal development. Lifespans usually hit that 2 to 4 year mark.
Right, getting into that better range.
Yeah. But if you want the best shot at reaching their maximum potential, 3, 4, 5 years or even more, 10 gallons plus is really the way to go.
Yeah.
Optimal conditions.
Okay, 10 gallons plus for the win, basically.
Yeah.
So for setting up that longevity tank, what are the must-haves? Minimum 5 gallons, ideally 10 plus. What else?
Definitely a horizontal layout is better. Bettas naturally swim side to side more than up and down.
Good point. Like a long rectangle rather than a tall vase.
Precisely. Good quality material, glass or sturdy acrylic. A secure lid is important. They can jump. Plus, it helps keep the heat in and evaporation down.
Oh, yeah, jumpers. Can't forget that.
And just make sure it's on a stable, flat surface, away from lots of foot traffic, banging doors, or like right next to a drafty window or a heat vent where the temperature swings a lot.
Right, common sense placement.
And then inside the tank, optimizing the environment really helps too. Live plants are fantastic, or good quality silk ones if live seems daunting.
Why live plants?
They help process waste a bit, provide oxygen, give hiding places, make the Betta feel secure. Silk plants work for hiding too.
Okay, hiding spots are important then. Caves, decorations.
Oh yes, gives them security, a place to retreat. Just make sure any decorations are smooth, no sharp edges that could tear those beautiful fins.
Good tip. Anything else inside?
Gentle water flow. You don't want them being blasted around, but a little movement is good. And a consistent light schedule, maybe 8 to 10 hours a day, helps regulate their natural day-night cycle.
Got it. Okay, so tank size and environment, check. Huge impact. What's next? You mentioned water quality.
Yes, factor 2. Water quality management. This is often called the silent killer for a reason.
Uh-oh. Why silent?
Because poor water quality, especially things like ammonia and nitrite building up from waste and uneaten food, can cause serious internal damage over time, even at low levels. You might not see obvious signs right away, but it's slowly stressing the fish, harming organs, and shortening their life. It's a really common reason for bettas passing prematurely.
Okay, so what parameters are we aiming for then for maximum lifespan?
You want ammonia at 0 parts per million. Absolutely 0, non-negotiable.
0, got it.
Nitrite, same thing, 0 parts per million. Nitrite messes with their ability to carry oxygen in their blood. Very dangerous.
0 and 0. Okay.
Nitrate, you want that under 20 parts per million, ideally even lower, like under 10. High nitrates cause stress and can lead to organ problems over time.
Under 20 ppm for nitrate. What about pH?
pH, aim for somewhere between 6.5 and 7.5.
Yeah.
But honestly, stability is way more important than hitting one perfect number. Avoid big swings.
Keep it steady. And hardness.
Water hardness, generally between 3 and 8 DGH, that stands for degrees of general hardness. That's soft to moderately hard water, which is usually ideal for them.
Okay, so how do we keep those numbers in check? What's the routine look like?
Consistency is key. Daily, you should just do a quick visual check on your betta, make sure they look okay, and check the water temperature.
Simple enough?
Weekly, that's your main maintenance day. Do a 25 to 30% water change using a gravel vacuum to pull out waste. And test your parameters, ammonia, nitrite, pH before the water change is ideal, so you know where you stand.
Weekly test and change. Got it.
Monthly, maybe do a more thorough check, double check everything. And importantly, be ready for emergency water changes if you ever test and find ammonia or nitrite creeping up, or if nitrates get too high.
Right. Be prepared. What gear do you need for all this?
You absolutely need a good liquid water testing kit. The strips can be inaccurate, so a liquid test kit like the API Master test kit is essential.
Liquid kit. Okay.
A reliable water conditioner to treat your tap water during changes. Removes chlorine, chloramine, heavy metals. A gentle filter is important, like a sponge filter or a hang-on back filter with a baffle to reduce the flow.
Gentle filter. Good.
And yeah, having backup testing reagents is smart. Some folks get really advanced and use RO water, reverse osmosis, super pure, and then add minerals back in for perfect control, or use Indian almond leaves to add beneficial tannins. But the basics, testing, conditioning, changing, are the core.
Okay, that makes sense. Consistent water quality is critical. And you mentioned temperature earlier. That's factor number 3. temperature control.
Yes, temperature control and consistency, so important. Remember, bettas are tropical fish. They come from warm climates.
Right.
Fluctuations in temperature, especially getting too cold, really stresses them out. It can damage their organs over time and definitely weakens their immune system, making them prone to getting sick. Even short dips below, say, 74 degrees Fahrenheit can be stressful.
Okay, so what's the ideal range then?
For maximum lifespan and good immune function, you really want to keep them between 76 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
76 to 80 F.
Yeah, the real sweet spot, where most people keeping long-lived bettas aim for, is often 78 to 80 degrees.
78 to 80, okay.
If it drops down to 72, 74, their metabolism slows right down, they get sluggish, more likely to get sick.
And too warm?
Too warm, say 82 to 84 consistently, might actually speed up their metabolism too much and could potentially accelerate aging.
Huh. So there's a definite sweet spot.
There is. And maybe even more important than the exact number is avoiding swings. Fluctuations of more than, say, 3 degrees Fahrenheit within a 24-hour period, that puts a real strain on their immune system. Stability is key.
Stability again. Okay, so how do we achieve that stable, ideal temperature?
You need a reliable aquarium heater, number one. Make sure it's appropriately sized for your tank volume. A general rule is about 5 watts per gallon, but check the manufacturer's recommendation. An adjustable one is best so you can set the exact temp.
The adjustable heater, sized right. Got it.
And crucially, don't just trust the heater's dial. Get a separate, reliable thermometer, a digital one is good, and place it in the tank, maybe at the opposite end from the heater, to get an accurate reading of the actual water temperature.
Good tip. Calibrate or double check.
Exactly. Place the heater near the filter output if possible. That helps distribute the warm water evenly. Check that thermometer daily. Just a quick glance, make sure everything's stable.
Daily check. Easy.
And it's worth thinking about a backup plan. What if the power goes out? What if the heater fails? Having a small backup heater, or even just knowing how you'd keep the tank warm temporarily, is smart.
Good point, especially in colder climates.
Definitely. And think about seasons. In winter, you might need to ensure your heater is keeping up. In summer, if the room gets really hot, you might even need to think about ways to keep the tank from overheating. Sometimes just turning off the tank light helps, or floating a frozen water bottle in extreme cases, but carefully.
Wow, okay. So consistency is paramount. And always make changes gradually if needed, right? Like no more than a degree a day.
Exactly right. Slow and steady adjustments if you absolutely have to change the temperature.
Perfect. Okay, tank size, water quality, temperature. What's factor 4?
Nutrition. Diet quality. This is basically the fuel for their longevity.
Makes sense. Fueling a long life.
Precisely. Bettas are carnivores, insectivores mainly in the wild. They need a diet high in protein to really thrive.
Carnivores. Yeah.
If their nutrition is poor, if they're not getting enough quality protein or getting the wrong kinds of food, it can lead to problems like organ degeneration, a weakened immune system,
Frozen foods like bloodworms, brine shrimp, Daphnia.
Okay, yeah. 2 or 3 times a week is good. And if you can source them safely, meaning you know they're disease-free,
Right.
live foods are fantastic. Like live brine shrimp or Daphnia offers great nutrition and enrichment.
Live food as a treat, if safe. So variety is key.
Absolutely. Rotating different protein sources helps ensure they get a full range of nutrients.
Okay, so what foods should we absolutely avoid? What shortens their lifespan?
Definitely avoid those cheap, low-quality fish flakes. They're often full of fillers and just don't have the protein bettas need.
No generic flakes.
Right. Also, avoid generic tropical fish food. It's usually formulated for omnivores or herbivores, not carnivores like bettas. The protein level is often wrong.
Makes sense.
A huge no-no is human food. Bread, crackers, meat scraps. Their digestive systems just can't handle it, causes serious problems.
No table scraps for the betta.
Never. And finally, a really common mistake. Overfeeding.
Yeah. Killing them with kindness.
Sort of, yeah. Bettas have small stomachs. Overfeeding leads to obesity, which stresses their organs, and uneaten food rots in the tank, wrecking your water quality. Double whammy.
Okay, so how much should we feed them then? What's a good schedule?
A good rule of thumb is maybe 3 to 4 small pellets, once or twice a day, max. Their stomach is only about the size of their eye.
Tiny stomach. Okay, 3 to 4 pellets, twice daily max.
Yeah. Try to feed at regular times each day. They learn the routine. And incorporating 1 fasting day per week, just skipping food entirely for 1 day, is actually really beneficial. Helps clear their digestive system, prevents constipation, and helps avoid overfeeding.
1 fast day a week. Interesting.
Yep. Rotate between the pellets and those frozen or live food throughout the week. And always, always watch them eat. Remove any uneaten food after just 2 or 3 minutes. Don't let it sit there.
Remove leftovers quickly. Got it.
Yeah.
Any warning signs related to feeding?
Yeah, watch out for things like bloating if your beta looks constantly swollen, or the opposite, sudden thinness. Or if they just lose interest in food for more than a couple of days without any obvious reason. Or if they seem to have trouble actually eating. Those are red flags.
Good to know. Okay, that covers nutrition. What's the fifth and final factor?
Factor 5 is stress management, and we can also lump genetic factors in here a bit too.
Stress. Okay, that makes sense. Chronic stress is bad for everything.
Absolutely. It's another one of those silent killers, really. Constant stress weakens their immune system over time, can cause organ damage, and just generally wears them down, definitely impacting lifespan.
So what kinds of things stress out a beta?
A lot of things we've already touched on, actually. Incompatible tank mates are a big one if they're constantly flaring or hiding because they're being harassed or feel threatened.
So choosing tank mates carefully or keeping them alone is important.
Very important. Bright lights that are on 24/7 or really harsh lighting can be stressful. They need a dark period to rest.
Like that 8-10 hour light schedule we mentioned.
Exactly. Placing the tank in a really high traffic area where there's constant movement, vibrations, loud noises that can stress them out.
Keep them somewhere relatively calm.
Yeah. Frequent handling or constantly changing their tank decor around can disrupt their sense of territory and security. Poor water quality, as we covered, is a major physiological stressor. And those temperature fluctuations we talked about. Constant stress.
Okay, so basically providing that stable, secure environment we've been talking about is stress management.
Got it. It all ties together. And then there's the genetic side.
Ah, right, genetics. How much does that play a role?
It definitely plays a role, though maybe less than environment for most fish. The issue is commercial betta breeding often focuses heavily on appearance, bright colors, elaborate fins, sometimes at the expense of health and longevity.
Form over function sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
There can be issues with inbreeding in large commercial facilities, which can lead to weaker fish or predispositions to certain health problems. And some of those really extreme fin types, like rosetails with those massive heavy fins, they can actually struggle to swim properly, which is a form of chronic stress in itself.
Wow, didn't think about that. The fins themselves could be stressful.
They can be.
Yeah.
And one other thing to remember is the age you buy them at. Most bettas you see in pet stores are already young adults, maybe 6 to 12 months old. So you've already used up some of their potential lifespan before you even bring them home.
Good point. They aren't brand new babies usually.
Rarely. And that ties into different types too. Like we mentioned, placats, the short-finned ones, they often live longer, maybe hitting 4 or 5 years more easily, partly because swimming is easier for them and they often have a slightly hardier build.
Placats for longevity, potentially.
Potentially, yeah. And wild-type bettas, if you can find them from a good source, often has superior genetics for longevity, maybe 3-5 years in good care. Your standard veil-tail, the most common type. With good care, 2-4 years is a reasonable expectation. Those extreme fin types might skew a bit shorter due to the factors we mentioned.
Fascinating how much goes into it. Okay, so we know the factors. What about recognizing age? Like, how does a betta change as it gets older?
Yeah, let's walk through the life stages. It helps to know what's normal.
Okay.
Young bettas, say from when they're born up to about a year old, that's their peak vitality phase. They're super active, exploring everything, flaring readily, maybe building bubble nests if they're male, strong appetite, vibrant colors, growing fast. They usually reach their adult size around 6 to 8 months.
High energy phase.
Got it. Then you hit the adult stage, roughly 1 to 3 years old. This is really their prime. If they're well cared for, they'll be at their healthiest. Behavior is usually pretty stable. Colors stay vibrant or might even deepen a bit. They'll have their regular routines, maybe still building nests, defending territory, good appetite, steady eating.
Prime time. Okay.
And then, as they get into their senior years, usually 3 years and onwards, you start to see visible signs of aging. It's usually gradual, though.
What kind of signs?
Slightly reduced activity levels, maybe they rest more often. You might see some gradual fading of their colors, especially in the fins. Sometimes they get a bit paler overall. Their feeding might slow down, they might take longer to notice the food or eat a bit more slowly. But many senior bettas stay quite healthy and active for a long time.
So slowing down gracefully, potentially.
Exactly.
Now, here's a key question, I think. How do you tell the difference between normal gradual aging and actual health problems? Because I bet a lot of people worry when their older betta starts slowing down.
That's a really important distinction. And you're right, it causes anxiety. The key is gradual versus sudden.
Okay.
Normal aging happens slowly over months. You'll see that gradual color fading, slightly less activity, but they're still alert and responsive to you. Eating might be slower, but it's still consistent. They rest more, but they're still aware.
Gradual changes.
Right. Health problems, on the other hand, often bring sudden changes, like sudden drastic color loss or weird patches, or sudden lethargy where they just lie there, totally unresponsive, refusing food completely for several days, or sudden difficulties swimming, listing to one side, struggling to stay upright. Those sharp changes are red flags.
Sudden changes, concern. Gradual changes, likely aging. Got it.
That's the basic idea, yeah.
Okay, this is all incredibly helpful. So knowing all these factors and life stages, let's talk practical application. How do we set up for success? What's that longevity setup look like if we're aiming for that 5+ year mark?
Right, putting it all together. For the best shot at maximum lifespan, you really want that 10-gallon tank or larger. That stability is just invaluable.
10+ gallons. Check.
You want gentle filtration. A sponge filter driven by an air pump is fantastic, great biological filtration, very gentle flow. Or a hang-on back filter, but make sure you baffle the output so it's not creating a strong current.
Gentle filter. Check.
A quality adjustable heater set in that 78-80 degree sweet spot with that backup thermometer to verify.
Heater and thermometer.
Check. For substrate, fine sand or smooth gravel is good. Easy to clean, allows for some natural foraging behavior.
Sand or smooth gravel. Check.
And live plants. As many as you can reasonably manage, they really do help with water quality, provide oxygen, and offer security and enrichment, reducing stress.
Live plants. Big plus. Okay, that sounds like a great foundation.
It really is. That setup gives you the best possible foundation for a long life.
Are there even more advanced things people do, like for the super dedicated keepers?
Oh yeah, there are definitely advanced techniques. People aiming for those really long lifespans often start with genetic selection, specifically choosing a plaque-up or maybe even a wild-type betta known for hardiness.
Starting with good stock.
Right. They focus intensely on environmental stability, like trying to keep pH fluctuations within maybe 0.1 units or temperature within a single degree. Super tight control.
Wow, that's precise.
It is. And preventive care becomes huge. Taking photos monthly to track subtle changes, keeping detailed logs of behavior, and feeding. It helps you catch potential issues weeks earlier than you might otherwise.
Proactive monitoring. Makes sense. What about enrichment?
Yeah, that's big too. Things like rotating decorations, occasionally maybe swapping out a cave or a plant gives them new things to explore, keeps their minds active. Creating very gentle water flow in one area can encourage a bit of exercise. Providing lots of hiding spots, caves, dense plants, and using natural elements like driftwood or those Indian almond leaves we mentioned adds tannins and makes the environment more complex and interesting for them.
Keeping their environment stimulating. Cool.
It all contributes to lower stress and better overall well-being.
Okay, so to wrap all this practical advice up, let's quickly review that ideal maintenance schedule again, aiming for maximum lifespan.
Sure. So, daily. Quick temperature check, feed appropriately, quick visual scan of the betta for any issues, and remove any uneaten food promptly. Takes maybe 5 minutes.
Daily. Temp, feed, look, remove leftovers. Got it.
Weekly. That 25-30% water change using a conditioned water and gravel vac. Test your main parameters, ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, pH. Wipe down any algae from the glass. Quick check on filter and heater function.
Weekly. Change, test, clean, check gear.
Monthly. Maybe do a more detailed parameter check if you want. Gentle filter maintenance like rinsing the sponge filter media in the tank water you removed. Never tap water to preserve beneficial bacteria. Double check heater calibration against your thermometer. And take that monthly photo for your health log.
Monthly. Deeper test, gentle filter rinse, calibrate, photo log. Perfect.
That consistent routine really pays off.
Definitely seems like it. Now, shifting gears slightly. Despite our best efforts, sometimes things might still go wrong. Or maybe we inherited a fish that wasn't kept ideally before. What are the early warning signs that a betta might be on track for a shortened lifespan, even with good current care?
Yeah, it's good to be aware of potential signs, even if you're doing everything right now. Behaviorally, look for lethargy that just doesn't improve, even after you've optimized the water and temperature.
Persistent lethargy. Okay.
A loss of interest in things they used to react to food. Seeing you, their territory, if that lasts more than just a day or two. Seeing those vertical stress stripes constantly, even when the environment seems stable. Or just a general reduced responsiveness.
Behavioral changes, basically.
Right. And physically, things like rapid or unusual color fading. especially in a younger fish under 2 years old. Fin deterioration, fin rot that keeps recurring even with good water quality might indicate an underlying issue. Unexplained bloating or thinness despite proper feeding, or signs of difficulty breathing, like constantly gasping at the surface.
Okay, so physical signs like color, fins, body condition, breathing.
Exactly. Those could indicate something internal might be compromised, potentially limiting their lifespan down the road.
So if you see some of these signs, when should you really start to worry or maybe seek more specific advice, perhaps from a vet or experienced keeper forum?
Good question. I'd say if you see multiple symptoms popping up at the same time, or if a symptom persists for more than a few days despite you double-checking and improving the environment, definitely if the fish seems to be in obvious distress or discomfort, or frankly, if you're just unsure what's going on or how to treat it, don't hesitate to ask for help.
Better safe than sorry.
Absolutely. And remember, catching things early often means they can be treated or managed successfully. Early intervention is key.
Great advice. Okay, we've covered so much ground. Let's finish by tackling some of those common myths again, just to really drive the main points home.
Let's do it. Bust some myths.
Myth number 1, bettas just naturally only live 1-2 years.
Busted. That reflects poor care, usually those cup conditions, not their natural potential. With good care, 3 or 4 years is normal, 5+ is achievable.
Myth number 2, tank size doesn't really matter for lifespan.
So busted. Tank size is arguably the single biggest factor. Bigger tanks mean more stability, less stress, better health, longer life, period.
Myth 3, wild bettas die young in nature, so ours don't live long either.
Busted. Yes, wild lifespans are shorter in the wild due to predation, etc., but their genetics are often hardier. In captivity, well-cared for wild types or plaquettes often outlive highly bred domestic strains.
Myth 4, you get what you pay for. Expensive bettas live longer.
Busted. Price has almost zero correlation with lifespan. A $5 betta given excellent care can easily outlive a $50 fancy betta kept in poor conditions. Care trumps cost every time.
Myth 5, once they get old, like 3+ day, they're basically done. Not worth the effort.
Definitely busted. Senior bettas can be healthy, active, engaging companions for months, even years longer. They deserve continued good care, just like younger fish. Don't give up on them.
And the last big one, myth 6, keeping them in a bowl is fine. Bowl syndrome isn't real.
Completely busted. Bowls are terrible for bettas. They lead to ammonia poisoning, temperature instability, chronic stress. They directly shorten lifespan, often cutting it by 50% or more compared to a proper tank. Just don't do it.
Wow, okay, those myths are thoroughly busted.
So yeah, the big takeaway, how long your betta leaves really comes down to the care you provide. Having the knowledge is great, but applying it, providing that excellent care consistently, that's what truly makes the difference.
That really sums it up perfectly. Every single improvement you make, bigger tank, stable temp, better food, clean water, it all adds up. It directly translates into more time, potentially months or even years, with your amazing fish.
Absolutely.
So we really hope this encourages you to, maybe start with the basics if you're new, get that right-sized tank, get the heater, focus on water changes and good food, and then you can build from there. Maybe think about one thing from our chat today that you could try or improve for your own betta.
It really comes down to realizing that their lifespan isn't just random chance or predetermined by genetics alone. It's shaped day by day by the choices you make in their care. You have a huge amount of influence.
That's a really powerful thought to end on. You're in the driver's seat for your betta's longevity.
You really are.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all this incredible insight today.
My pleasure. Always happy to talk bettas.
And thank you all for joining us on Let's Talk Betta Fish, proudly brought to you by BettaFishForSale.com. Keep learning, keep observing your fish, they'll tell you a lot, and keep giving these remarkable little companions the absolute best care you can.